This is Sam from Uniondale, and you're tuning into another edition of the Sam I Analyze Show. Game 6 is tonight. The Knicks try to finally close the Pistons out. What needs to happen in order for them to do so? Let's analyze. It goes down tonight, folks. The Knicks have an opportunity again to close the series in Little Caesars Arena, and a few things need to happen here for the Knicks to do that. I think first and foremost, they have to continue to get production from their starting five. Which, by the way, last game I was the Knicks did not have a 20-point scorer. But I really liked the, you had 17 points from Mikal Bridges, OG 19, Karl Anthony Towns with 17, Brunson had 16, and Hart had 5. So it was, all around, they got distribution. However, on the bench, not so much, right? They only got 19 points from the bench, and Mitchell Robinson gave 13 of those points. Miles McBride, Deuce, has been struggling. Played 12 minutes, only had 2 points, and then for the most part, and then Campaign, 2 points in 12 minutes. I'm sorry. Deuce McBride had 4 points in 22 minutes. Campaign had 2 points. So, look, everybody going into this game, I get it. Everybody's mad at Tibbs and everything. And, he left Hart and Brunson on, for 2 minutes, over 2 minutes, brought them back with, 27 seconds or whatever it is. And he should have brought them in. And then Tibbs responds, coach's decision. I'll tell you this. I think that in that moment, the injuries that happened were uncalled for. Tibbs wanted to obviously have his timeouts for the final moments. They lost the challenge by having to take a timeout because of those two guys getting hurt. And quite honestly, if you have a timeout, when Brunson gets that ball before throwing it back, they could have called a timeout. A lot of things could have happened where, despite the Knicks playing poorly, despite Brunson only having 3 points in that fourth quarter, they had a chance. So going into tonight, what needs to happen? I think first and foremost, the Knicks have to continue to do what worked and what worked for them offensively, and that is to feed Karl Anthony Towns early and often. Attack, and let Cat be the focal point. Secondly, I like the big lineup with Mitch and Cat. I think it's one that's very effective, very formidable. Mitch and Cat are dominant in this series. I think those two together is something that the Pistons struggle with. I think that helped to turn things around. I mean, going into the series, we know that the Pistons were 3-1 against the Knicks, and they have no problem coming into MSG and playing the Knicks. So I think they've got to rely on Karl Anthony Towns, and Cat has to stay out of foul trouble because the Knicks need him. Mitchell Robinson, I think he also had 5 fouls yesterday. As a matter of fact, I can look it up. Mitch had 5 personal fouls. So those two have to stay out of trouble, and Cat is going to have to carry the team because I think Brunson is hurt. And I don't know if you guys saw, but it looked like somebody showed a video of when Brunson got hurt, and it's almost like the court gave. I don't know about you guys, but like there was something on the court kind of dipped. That's what I saw in the video. Don't quote me on it, but that's what I saw. But that injury was a weird injury. And, Brunson, he's playing hurt, and that's a problem. that is a major, major concern. But and hopefully, if he's not able to go, I mean, he's going to lace them up. I hope that Tibbs is not afraid to use a guy like a Landry Shamet. Maybe right at some points, and I know that's wishful thinking. But somehow, some way, somehow, for the Knicks to have a shot at closing this thing out, Brunson's going to have to be able to look. Listen, ankle injury and all. I expect, and I Karl Anthony Towns has to carry the team as he did prior to last game. You know, the way he put up 60 points or 61 points between those two games. And hopefully, another thing is if Brunson's hurt, hopefully the next thing that needs to happen is that Mikal Bridges, does what he did in the fourth quarter, where he had 14 or 13 of his 17 in that fourth quarter. They're going to need him. They're going to need OG. And, Hart, he said he was okay. Those, the wings and Karl Anthony Towns may have to carry the Knicks. And then in the fourth quarter, hopefully Brunson can close the deal. That's what we're hoping for. But the Knicks the bigs have to stay out of foul trouble. And the Knicks need Mikal Bridges to finally become that guy. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I don't want to see a game 7. I don't. Because the Knicks can lose. Detroit is not afraid. And I'll tell you something that happened in the last game that had me nervous. Ashore Thompson finally started scoring. That was a problem. 22 points. He was a +9. And then obviously you've got the Cade Cunningham, 13 points in the fourth quarter, Tobias Harris, and then the usual suspects of Beasley and Dennis Schroeder, who continue to light the Knicks up from the bench. They gave them 24 points, the Pistons, those guys off the bench. Look, Tibbs is not going to play the bench. He's not going to play Shamet. I said earlier I would like to see it. But if Brunson is hurt, you may have to. Does he do it? I don't know. But look, going into tonight, I liked the Knicks' chances, but I kind of feel like, the Knicks have been a solid road team. They've got 2 games there, and it's going to be a raucous crowd. The only thing that has me a little concerned is the fact that Brunson, his ankle, he's not 100%. But if he can somehow lace them up and be okay, and what I mentioned, Karl Anthony Towns gives you 30 plus, carries the team, stays out of foul trouble. Mitchell Robinson can be dominant as well. And the Knicks hit their free throws because they missed 10 last game, and that's a problem. That's a problem. Hopefully Mitchell Robinson with the Hack-a-Mitch, thing that they're doing. Hopefully he worked on his free throws. Hopefully Jalen Brunson missed a few the last game as well. So I was not happy with the way the Knicks shot their free throws. And you would hope that they get, they improve. Karl Anthony Towns was 5 for 6. Jalen Brunson was 5 for 10. 7 for 10. And not too many free throws actually being shot by the Knicks. And Mitch was 3 for 7. So hopefully the refs call it fair. I don't know if that's going to happen. And hopefully the Knicks are not in a predicament where it's the final moments of the game and you leave it to the refs to decide the outcome. Let's hope that's not the case. The goal here is hopefully that everything that I laid out happens and Jalen Brunson can put on his cape and take the Knicks to the next round against the Celtics, which oddly enough, I heard game 1 would be Saturday. That's a quick turnaround, y'all. a quick turnaround. But Knicks, close it out. Close it out. I don't want to see a game 7 on Saturday. I don't. I want the Knicks to move on, go to the second round. Don't play with fire. Close this team out. But what say you, Knicks fan? What do you think? Hit me in the comments. Let me know. Now it's that time. Congratulations to the Hawks' Dyson Daniels on winning the NBA's Most Improved Player Award. I'd like to thank you for tuning in, folks. I'm on most social media platforms at SamIAnalyze. Please like, share, subscribe, and you see that notification bell to the right. Please click on that. That will let you know the next time I drop another video. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, à tout à l'heure.